Joining me now for the government's perspective on today's fall economic statement is Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy, who joins me now via phone. Minister, thanks so much for making the time. Let's just start out with today's economic statement. When you reported last year that the province would have a surplus, now the province is not able to maintain that same surplus per your update today. I'm just wondering why that is and what benefits Ontario and Ontarians might see as the province has to maintain a slight deficit.
Yeah, for sure. And last fiscal year, we did have a small surplus, which we put against the debt. But of course, that was the rebound out of COVID. Economy was stronger, inflation was higher than private sector forecasters had anticipated. And just the reverse has happened this year. You know, we have inflation coming down and more economic uncertainty, and private forecasters have lowered their growth expectations for the economy. But one thing that we're committed to do is continue with our plan to build Ontario. Wyatt, that we're investing significant amounts in infrastructure. We're not going to waver from that. Building hospitals, long-term care, highways, houses, public transit, broadband. We'll continue to support the labor and workers of this province to build those things, to support our healthcare system with human health resources, and we continue to work on keeping costs down for families. So we're sticking to our plan that we tabled to the people of Ontario this summer, or this past spring, where we were elected again with a bigger majority, and we'll continue to come out every 90 days and tell the people of Ontario how we're spending their money.
And I've already heard some criticism from some observers at Queen's Park as to the amount of, you could say, healthcare spending in today's statement. I'm wondering, I guess, just a simple question, what you said no to and why?
Didn't say no to anything, said yes to investing in healthcare, record amounts in healthcare. Last fiscal year, including this fiscal year, unprecedented historic investments in all aspects of our healthcare system. We inherited a healthcare system that was not built for a pandemic, let alone the society of today. We've invested, increased the amount to build hospitals, for example, from 30 billion to 40 billion, the highest ever in the history of the province. We've committed to building 30,000 new long-term care beds, 28,000 upgraded long-term care beds, historic. They weren't built by the previous government. We've committed money to home and community care so people can age at home for longer. And we're doing things innovatively so that our system can accommodate the changing nature of healthcare, aging at home longer, clearing up the surgical backlogs. As I said, investing more in our healthcare workers, increasing the wages for personal support workers. So I think what I would say is that this province has a plan to build its healthcare system, one that we've been committed to since the day we were elected, and it's a healthcare system that we're building so it's sustainable and works not just for today but for tomorrow as well.
And just lastly, before we conclude, Minister, another topic that a lot of people have been speaking about today, Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health, talking about some of the risk factors as it relates to COVID-19. And he is making a strong recommendation for people to wear masks in public settings when they go out. I'm wondering how prepared is the government of Ontario to deal with financially perhaps another wave of COVID?
We're prepared. We have a plan to stay open. We tabled some of that legislation in the past. We've continued to invest in that plan. And with regard to the Chief Medical Officer, I would, as he's encouraged everyone to get their flu shot, to get vaccinated. I got my flu shot through 2 or 3 weeks ago. I encourage everyone to do that and wear a mask. And certainly within your comfort level and in environments where it makes sense to wear a mask, I encourage everybody to follow the advice of the Chief Medical Officer of Ontario.
Okay, Ontario Minister of Finance, Peter Bethlenfalvy. Minister, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
It's great to be with you, Wyatt. Thanks for doing this.